I arrived in La Paz yesterday, like today morning, and I'm kind of surprised. Like, this place looks very bougie, honestly. Like a lot of houses, as you see, they are very big and they have fences with barbed wire. I'm not used to that, honestly. And yesterday my card was stolen. My credit card was stolen yesterday. So kind of, yeah, not the best thing, not the worst thing that happened to me during traveling as well. Like, it's very inconvenient, but yeah, I still have some cash, so it's not the end of the world. So definitely not a thing that made me happy, but yeah. As you see, the public transport is just like the city, that you have those thingies riding up and down, because there are like very big differences between altitudes. And the lower part of the town, lower part of the city, is like at 3,100 meters, and the higher part is 4,000 meters. So that's why the public transportation looks like this. I've never been to a city where public transportation would look like this. I've been to Venice, where public transportation was boats. So that's kind of like a bit similar, I guess. Like, it's not very typical, but I mean, on the other hand, that's a big attraction because you can see the city from above. I don't really know how to use public transportation there yet. I don't know if I need some card or something, because that's the case in many places. In Bogota, that was very annoying because I needed a card, but I couldn't buy it anywhere. I was looking for a card, and they, in all places that the card was supposed to be, they ran out of cards. So this is what it looks like when I'm going to the city from the place where my hostel is. So I have like kind of a panorama, but I already am thinking how painful this will be to go back up, because like between the city and between my hostel, I do not see any of those thingies, like public transportation thingies. And also I don't know how to use them yet, so that will be painful. Right now I'm in La Paz, obviously, and it's my second day in La Paz. Yesterday my day was kind of not the way I would expect it to be, because my card got stolen, my credit card, so I didn't really have much money on myself, and I went to Western Union. I tried to take the money that was wired to me, because I asked somebody for help. I told them what happened, and yeah, and I had some problems with this. So yesterday I was with no money for the whole day, and because I kind of needed rest anyway, and I needed to do some other things that were like related to studying, and I needed to do them anyway at some point. And because I was in a hostel, I could check in early. I went to my hostel and I was studying, and I was like, okay, I don't have almost any money, so I cannot spend any money today, so I'm not going to those places where I can potentially spend money. So yesterday I didn't really do anything. Like, when it comes to traveling, I didn't really travel. I went kind of to some places for a walk in my area, but yeah, I didn't really I wasn't exploring La Paz yesterday. But also yesterday the weather was worse than today, because today it's sunny, and yesterday was cloudy, but it was also kind of raining sometimes. It wasn't like rain, but it was like kind of slightly raining. But because it was slightly raining all the time when I was walking, I was thinking whether it's going to rain more or not, because if it suddenly starts like pouring rain, then I have a problem. It wasn't pouring rain, at least when I was outside, but yeah, it was like slightly raining. So I'm going to see the places that I was going to see today. I'm going to see those places today. And there's one thing that I was thinking about seeing, but it's not inside the city. It's like kind of field I will have to drive outside of the city, and that's where it's located. And if I don't mistake, I don't want to butcher the name, it's called Tiwanaku. It's something with tea, for sure. And it's like a heritage site. And I'm not going to see it because it's not in the city. I was thinking first that because I searched for attractions in La Paz and I saw the city. So I was assuming it's like, oh, maybe not in the city itself because that's obvious, but maybe like right outside of the city. But no, it's not. So yeah, I don't have time to go there. But I will see other places that are like, that are in La Paz actually, that are in La Paz city, not outside of the city. Goal today is an ethnographic museum, Plaza Murillo, which is a square where the presidential palace is located, and witches market where people still send people still sell magical artifacts today. And I'm wondering because unfortunately my Spanish is quite broken, which is kind of sad because I would like to know what those different magical things are, because I know that there are different potions for different things, or different things that are supposed to bring you luck or bring you something that you want, whatever you desire. So it's like I would really like to have like a better explanation of those things, what they actually are, because if I see some artifact I can look at this and think, oh, it's weird, but I don't know what is that, you know, because they all have like a purpose for something. So I wish my Spanish was less broken, but I started learning Spanish a month before I arrived. So yesterday I was trying to learn more Spanish in my room and I actually made some progress, but still, like, I've been learning this language for 1 month, so my Spanish is broken. I'm very close. I am kind of like already like entering like the main area, like main area that you come to see as tourists, like the old area with, like, you know, the beautiful area that people come to see. And all the 3 things that I'm planning to see, they are kind of in this area. So, and by the way, walking in the city, which is like something you can guess, is very tiring because you need to go up and down all the time, which kind of you can probably guess when you look at the city. It has a lot of hills, which is kind of ironic that I'm tired of this, because one of the places that some places that I really miss and I really wanted, I really wish I was there right at the moment, also have a lot of hills. So it's but I love them. It's like different when you love something, you know, when you really love a place and it's like you would come back there even if it was like extremely painful to walk there. You would still come back there and I would still come back to those places. And this is, you know, I'm not saying I don't like the place, but this is not my home. So yeah, I see this place for the first time and I don't have friends there, and it's like, you know, it's not a place where I come back to and I am like, yes, I am back home, I am back home. And yeah, it's actually very far away. It's actually a totally different continent from those places. So yeah, I mean, I shouldn't be a hypocrite, and I shouldn't be pretending that I hate to walk hills. I mean, I do, but it's like not something that I cannot do because I've done this many times in my life. I just most of the time I live in a place that's very flat, which is like Netherlands is very entire country is very flat. There's no mountains in entirety of Netherlands. So even if you walk a lot, and I kind of walk a lot, I don't walk up and down. I walk up and down when I go to other places, but not in Netherlands. So I'm kind of not used to this in a way that it's not the daily thing for me, but it's not as if I never walked up and down. And I actually did in places that I miss the most and in which I wish I was at the moment. So I shouldn't be a hypocrite, because in the places that I wish I was in the moment, I would have to walk. Unless somebody gave me a ride, which would be very likely, because in those places people do not have a custom of walking. People do not really walk. If you walk, they look at you like you're crazy and they ask you if you need a ride. So yeah, maybe I wouldn't have to walk. It's actually likely. I would come to an overpacked car full of people and I sit on somebody's lap and somebody would give me a ride. That's probably what likely would happen. Anyway, the view is very beautiful in this area, by the way. And the time is later than I wish it was, because I spent entire morning trying to get my money from Western Union. But different Western Unions, they didn't really work, and I don't know what's wrong because they couldn't speak English. And it was my 5th Western Union that it worked. And some of the places where there was Western Union, they actually, when I came there was like a sign of Western Union, and I came there and they told me we do not have Western Union. So I don't know what's the case. Maybe they ran out of cash, I have no idea. Maybe that's why they didn't give me money in those places, but yeah. Too many things, because there were 2 like beanies that I really loved, like actually 2 chulos. I think they are called chulo, like those kind of beanies with long ears, and I didn't know which one to take. I like both of them, so I took both of them, and I also bought something for my mom because I was like, no, mom is mom. I need to buy this hat. My mom would like it. so yeah. But you know, at least I spent it on my mom. Friends can be stupid, and but mom is mom. My mom is like one of those when some people believed in those gods that you need to give them like gifts to not make them angry. That's my mom. She will not be angry if I don't bring her gifts, but she can be scary. So, yeah. But at least I think she will appreciate that. I think that's the type of hat that she would like. A lot of areas in La Paz, not only in this area, that there's a lot of paintings on walls. Even like in a non-touristic area in the city, there's a lot of paintings on walls. So that's very nice. I really like some. I spent too much money right now, so I'm looking at those things, but I don't want to buy because I will spend too much money. I don't want to spend too much money. I just got the money from Western Union and kind of went dumb because I saw that I have money and I spent too much. Why does it always happen like this? It's like those memes that you're just one day after a paycheck and then you buy everything, you're like a millionaire, and then the next day well, I actually haven't spent everything, but still, like, I didn't expect that I would spend those things, but yeah, I didn't plan to, but at the same time, like, the hat was nice. I was planning more on buying things that I would actually need, which would be like a warm pyjama, but I do not see warm pyjama anymore because every hostel that I have, they do not have a heating. Like, I don't know what's wrong, but there's no heaters there. There's no heaters. It's cold. It's extremely cold. They live in Andes and they do not have heaters because people would say that, oh, it's South America, that's why they don't have heaters, but this area is cold. It's always cold. Why don't they have heaters? It's a great place to buy souvenirs because they have a lot of choice. There's a lot of things and you have a lot of things to choose from. I'm still thinking about buying some things from some of my friends, but if I walk there too long, then I will be late for my museum because museums, they close. Oh, Galeria Las Brujas. So Witches Gallery, so maybe I already am in the Witches Market. That's why it's kind of in the same area. Did I buy something cursed? Oh, that's the Witches Market is right there, kind of. So I'm not sure if I already entered or if I'm almost there. I'm not sure because I don't know where the borders of the market are. Stupid because I took my prayer rag to pray, but I forgot anything to cover my hair. So I was kind of looking for something to cover my hair, but I don't know how to explain to the lady who was selling those things because she had like scarves that were either like small or very stiff that I couldn't like wrap them around my head. But I didn't know how to explain to her with my limited like Spanish skills. Because they also don't have a lot of Muslims there, and I would have to explain to her, you know, I want to pray. And I felt kind of silly, so it wasn't expensive, so I bought this small one, but I cannot use it the way I wanted to, because it's too small. I think this is the Witches Market, because it's like in the area where it's supposed to be. But I'm not sure, because like, those objects, they do not look cursed, and I do not see like some lizard potion or something like this, because that's what I read in the internet that I would see. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like those things. maybe that's good that they aren't cursed. I hope so. I hope they aren't. Because then I would get cursed and I would have a problem. I would need to, I don't know, I would have a dilemma, because, you know, in my religion you shouldn't go to a shaman or like some magician to take the curse off. And probably if I ask somebody what should I do with the curse, they would say, oh, go there. I would have a dilemma. Actually, a lot of people, they are kind of hypocrites, and even though they shouldn't do such things, they go to magicians. I know Muslims who do that. They shouldn't, but they do. But also, I'm not really judging them. I mean, maybe, like, I know that one person that went to a magician had some problems in their life. Maybe if I had those problems with somebody, maybe I would also go to a magician to put the spell on them. I don't know. When you're angry with somebody, perspective is different. And yeah. Galeria Las Brujas, so which is gallery. This is a stillborn llama. These llamas were also stillborn, because that's similar to what the other llama looked like. Yeah, now I know that I am at the witch's market. Definitely. I bought the llama's fetus. I hope it's not cursed or something. I would buy maybe something, but I'm afraid of those things, kind of. I'm afraid they would curse me. I'm afraid that God would be angry with me and would send some. And recently, a lot of bad things have been happening to me, like a lot. Never this many bad things in my life have been happening to me as recently. Like in recent 1 year, it's a nightmare. Like literally, I feel like living a nightmare. And maybe it's not visible at this moment because I'm like, yeah, I'm working in La Paz, but it's like, this year has been horrific, honestly. Life has been horrific. Because my phone died, but I am so happy I went there. The view is amazing. It's on the 8th floor. It's kind of pricey, but probably because of the view. And it's not like super pricey. I mean, it's pricey comparing to other places in Bolivia. Also selling like figurines for different things. Like, for example, there's a frog for wealth. There's Pachamama. I don't remember what Pachamama was for, but they also sell Pachamama. They also sell, I don't remember exactly what figurine was that, but there's a figurine that protects men. There's one that protects women. And I wish I remembered all the names and exactly which one was which one. But they sell different figurines that are supposed to have different different use. They kind of have the same use, all of them, because all of them are supposed to give you something or protect you or something like this, but they kind of have different use because they are supposed to give you different things. So yeah, I hope I'm not sounding like disrespectful about this or anything like this. I'm not disrespecting. I respect that. I honestly think it's stupid that people see a difference between this and, for example, people who go to the church, because yeah, it is different because it's a different belief, but it's like both things are like something that you believe, so why do you treat one of those things as stupid superstition and the other one like something that is not, you know, maybe not something, even if you don't believe in that, you don't disrespect that most of the times. And when there's like different figurines that are supposed to bring you luck or whatever, people disrespect that. If it's like not from European culture, they immediately disrespect that. And of course, you don't have to believe in those things. You don't have to believe in those things, but you shouldn't treat it like, I don't know, some inferior belief, because actually in every place people have different beliefs. Actually, a lot of people that I know in Europe are superstitious, so it's like, and the things that they believe in, they aren't even like, oh, this god or goddess will give me this and that. They literally believe in superstitions, that for example they cannot do this and that because they will get bad luck or something like this. And I know a lot of people who believe in such things, so, but they are European, so nobody ridicules that. Going to the area with the presidential palace. Unfortunately, it's too late to go to ethnographic museum, which is kind of a shame. But I was walking slowly and I was kind of stopping in a lot of places. I wasn't hurrying today. And I kind of have a stomach ache. That's one of the reasons I wasn't really hurrying. Everything, like always when not only when I travel, actually I have pains of different sorts a lot of times. But especially when I travel, I usually catch something, and there's different, like different, not yeah, there is different because there's less oxygen because I'm very high. But there's like different water, for example, and you can get poisoned very easily from just having different bacteria that you brought from other place, and there's different bacteria there, so it's like easy to get poisoned. So stomachache is not something unusual, and I kind of have a stomachache, and I had stomachache as well yesterday, and I have some infection, which is also not special for me. It's very normal for me, actually. My immune system is kind of compromised, and I cannot, like, my body doesn't handle the fact that there's no heating in any of my hostels. It's so cold at night. I'm freezing every single night, and it's not good for me. Well, that's why I'm recording this. It's 8th of October and I am in Bolivia. And you know what happened on 8th of October in Bolivia? Che Guevara was executed. Allah yarhamu. So I am in the same country where Che Guevara got executed, and it's the same day. It's an anniversary. Actually, one of my inspiration to go on a solo trip around South America was Che Guevara. Because he did that, and he even made a vlog from that. I will never be as good of a vlogger as Che Guevara was, obviously. And I was like, he did that, you know? And you know who also traveled with no money when he was young? Somebody I really, really love. But that's somebody controversial. A lot of people don't like that person. A lot of people think that he was the other guy. I'm not talking about Che Guevara at the moment. I'm talking about somebody else whose name I'm not going to say. A lot of people think he was a dictator. So here's that. I think he was amazing. He is a dictator of my heart. Even if he was a dictator, he's a dictator of my heart. This is definitely. And some people say that he was a thief. Not Che Guevara, the other guy that I'm talking about, who also did traveling when he was young with no money. And few people actually know that, but I read about autobiography of that guy. Not of Che Guevara, of the other guy whose name I didn't say. But it's an infamous person, like both famous and infamous, depending on what you think. Like, a lot of people consider him both famous and infamous. A lot of people like him, but at the same time know that he has done some bad things, but they just are like, forgiveness, you know, he had a good soul. That's where I stand on, honestly. I'm not even trying to deny some of bad things that he has done. Not Che Guevara, the other guy whose name I didn't say. And anyway, yeah, some people say that he was a thief. Not Che Guevara, the other guy, who was also like politically active. He was a politician, and I think it's because he stole hearts, and people who call him a thief are just jealous because they never were this good at stealing hearts. He stole my heart, most certainly. I have his portrait above my bed. He's my leader. I love him. He's the president of this. He's the eternal president of my heart. He's even somebody also very controversial, whose name I'm not going to say because I don't want to go to jail again. He also called him his eternal leader. And he's more from like Islamic side, let's say. Like, my beloved leader was also a Muslim, but he was not politically Islamic, if you know what I mean. He wasn't like the religious law should be state law or anything. He wasn't like, I will send you to hell type of guy. No. He was practicing, but he wasn't like forcing anybody. And he kind of had some of his beliefs and some of the things that he did rooted in his faith, but he never never tried to make it law to believe certain things. And this politician that called him an eternal leader, even that's why people were shocked, because he he's Islamist. He's political Islam. Yeah. I don't want to go to jail for saying that I admire this guy. I do. I'm not, but I didn't say the name. So I'm not going to jail. Officers, you have nothing. You have no proof on me. There's a lot of politicians who say that who are like politically Islamic and who are Islamist, and yeah, I like that politician because he doesn't send people to hell. Because people from that side of political spectrum, they tend to believe that my love was a bad Muslim and he was a sinner, and that's why I was like, yeah. And now I have to show them when their favorite politician, because most of them love that guy, says that he's his eternal leader. I have to show this to those people, because then they cannot deny, because this is their hero saying that. Now they cannot send me to hell for saying that this is my eternal leader. Oh my god, I'm talking so much off topic and it's kind of incriminating. I mean, is it criminal to admire somebody who's wanted by police? I don't know. I didn't say anything, okay? By police, because he couldn't resist not to want him. All the best people are wanted by the police. So I was saying some time ago, and then my phone died, that actually, ironically, I am in Bolivia because some things in my life sucks. I even feel guilty saying that my life sucks, because currently a lot of people that I know and that I really care about have horrible things happening to them in their lives. That's what I mean when I say that my life sucks recently. There's a lot of bad things happening to me, my friends, people I care about. So to distract myself, I bought the ticket all the way there, but I still cannot fully distract myself. Most of the time I'm not distracted, but I'm still feeling better than when I was traveling around Korea and I was crying the whole time, because I didn't know that a lot of horrible things would be happening at the same time when I was buying tickets. I am still very anxious about some things. I am still stressed, I am not relaxed, I am not enjoying life. That's why I went there, because I wanted to distract myself. But I'm feeling very lonely because most of the people don't speak English, and I'm feeling so lonely most of the time. I'm feeling lonely anyway, but that like adds another layer of loneliness. In La Paz, you can feel much more than you are in the capital of a country, because like this, yeah, there's a lot of souvenirs, as you saw in my video, but also there's like more people speaking English. I think it's for the tourists who come. Because not for the locals, and has to be for the tourists who come from other countries that are far away, because most of the countries around speak Spanish. So maybe that's why it's so difficult to find somebody who does speak English, because even if foreigners come here, they speak Spanish, most of them, because most of the time you see a foreigner as a foreigner from a neighboring country, not a foreigner from like the other part of the world. So it's like, that's kind of logical that people don't speak English. I think here also there's more tourists because it's close to Peru, and Peru is very touristic, a very touristic place. And like, for example, a lot of people go to Cusco or Machu Picchu, and those places, they are quite close to border with Bolivia. Actually, this area that is like close to border with Bolivia is the most touristic area of Peru. And so I think a lot of people just like me, connect those two destinations, because I am planning to go to Peru, inshallah, tomorrow. So I think a lot of people do just like me, that they connect those two destinations. I don't know if buses in Peru are as good as buses in Bolivia, but buses in Bolivia are very good, and I hope they are as good as buses in Bolivia. And I'm coming close to the Plaza Murillo. I think it's Plaza Murillo. I hope I said it correctly. I am at the main square. I am at the Piazza Murillo. So there's the presidential palace on the square. I'm not 100% sure which one of those buildings is a presidential palace. I assume the one in front of me looks the most like a presidential palace. And unfortunately, I don't know what's going on, but something is going on there. I know that in a lot of countries there's a guard in front of the presidential palace, like not only presidential palaces, but like important places, like for example Buckingham Palace, which is King's Palace, but not like presidential palace. But also I've seen like in some cemeteries I also saw guards and guard changes and stuff like this. In general, in places that are like kind of nationally important, like for example cemetery of some fallen soldiers or something like this, or presidential palaces, or like palaces of kings, and yeah, and or parliaments. I think in Greece they have this in front of parliament, and I think they have a guard change right now. I'm not seeing much from here, but I think I have a guard change. I enjoy this area a lot. It's very like full of life. Yeah. If I lived there, I would probably like to hang out there with friends. And now my hostel is far away from this place, unfortunately, which is like understandable because this is a big city. So why would it be like immediately there? Oh my god, those patches are very pretty, but I already spent way too much money. I bought fetus of a llama. There's a beautiful church on the other side of the road. I love this passage, it's so cute. Like, I think it's a great idea to make such a bridge over the street, so there's a bridge for pedestrians and they can just walk. Honestly, like, this city is strange because on one hand, some neighborhoods, for example the one in which my hostel is located, are very like bougie and like houses surrounded by barbed wire. For some reasons, even those houses, at least my hostel, is surrounded by barbed wire, for example, but doesn't have a heater. It's very cold inside. No heaters, zero heaters. And yeah, so probably others may also not have heaters. Maybe it's very expensive in Bolivia to have a heater. I don't know. That may be the case. That would explain a lot. And if that's the case, I feel very bad for Bolivian people. I hate cold. I absolutely cannot stand cold. But here, for example, you see the elevation of the buildings. It's kind of coming off. You can see that they haven't been renovated for a long while, which doesn't annoy me because I like such buildings. I think they are cute. So yeah, this place is actually very cute, honestly. But I started kind of having flashbacks to Tbilisi. But I've been to Tbilisi very long ago, so I don't know if it's any similar. But I think I was also going through such a bridge above the street. And also it was like around, there were mountains around. There were no, like, I think there were even cable cars in Tbilisi. Kind of started having flashbacks to Tbilisi. Maybe that's completely random, I don't know. I've been to Tbilisi like 5 years ago, and maybe that's not like very long ago, but that's before I started traveling more often. So that's one of the first cities that I traveled to. Maybe not the first, but it's like before I traveled to a lot of cities after Tbilisi. So it seems like it's long ago. Because after that I've been to a lot of other capitals, for example, and yeah, so good thing because I like Tbilisi. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I will be going back to my hostel. I wanted to send some postcards, but maybe I will do this tomorrow morning. I hope I will not forget. I always forget about sending postcards. I hate this about myself. That's something that I always forget about. And because the place where the post office was supposed to be, there was no post office there. I had a similar problem when I was in Kosovo. I also, in places the post office was supposed to be, there was no post office. I don't know why, but I kind of had the same experience here, so yeah. I hope maybe tomorrow I will look for like a bigger post office, so it will be there for sure, because maybe, I don't know, maybe they showed me some quasi postal service, I don't know, because there are a lot of like private companies who do like posting things, and I don't know if they will post abroad. I don't know what's the deal with that, but yeah, I will try to send tomorrow morning. Yeah, I saw this place once in my dreams, but this happens to me a lot when I travel, that sometimes I see some place and I'm like, oh my god, I've seen this place in my dream, and I have this with this place. Like literally, I remember the dream, and there was even furniture in that dream inside that building. It's playing like this, I think, because there's like green light, but wow, it's so beautiful. I think it's some car making this sound, or some truck or something like this, because the sound is following me.